All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to be in the 135-pound division where there was a big press conference today announcing the fight between Devin Haney and Vasyl Lomachenko, and in it was a lot of interesting information, but a lot of delusion going on, specifically as it relates to Gervonta Tank Davis and where, if Devin Haney wins that fight, what it means for him as far as his pound for pound status. Also, a crazy business decision that I think they're making. But let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to be in the 135-pound division where Devin Haney just had a press conference with Vasyl Lomachenko to announce their fight. And my God, the delusion running around that room, it was, oh my God, man, it was thick. It was thick as it was thick as smoke, man. I was amazed at the amount of delusion going on amongst almost everybody in that room. Now, before I get into that, though, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos, which we do on a daily basis. So always a good place and good time to talk boxing with one another. Also, if you are a longtime subscriber or recent subscriber or supporter of the channel, thank you so much. And to thank you to the growing number of people that have decided to sponsor videos like this in the super thanks. It is a great way to help YouTube channels and content creators that you like continue to do their work. So thank you guys so much. I actually had to go through and realize, wow, there's a lot there where I didn't say thank you. And I like to say thank you to every individual person that does that. If you leave that comment, do that in the comment section, I'm going to get that thank you to you and have that conversation with you. So thank you guys so much for your support. But let's get into this, okay? Because I actually have a list of things. I'm telling you, man, I had to take notes. Because I was like, hold on, man. I'm listening to this conversation going on in this live press conference where there's Vasyl Lomachenko's people over here and Devin Haney's people over there. And they both are saying things where I'm like, okay, first and foremost, this is a very good fight. Without a doubt. Let me tell you what is not delusional. What is not delusional is this is a fight for the undisputed championship of the world in the lightweight division. That is a 100% stone cold fact. It is also a fight amongst two of the best fighters in the world. Devin Haney is a terrific fighter. Vasyl Lomachenko is a terrific fighter, without a doubt. And it is something that is worth me paying $59.99 or whatever it is for the pay-per-view for the fight. Boom. Okay. However, that right there is where logic left the room. The first person to go off Hilt and say something and imply something that was absolutely bananas was Bob Arum, who basically implied that they put this fight on pay-per-view and they picked a price point which would allow them to outsell the number of pay-per-views that will be bought by other big fights who are priced around, I don't know, $84, $85, $90. I wonder who you could be talking about. Maybe you're talking about Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia. Let me guarantee you this. That ain't happening, okay? Because if somebody is going to spend $60 on a pay-per-view, for the Devin Haney Vasyl Lomachenko fight, they're going to pay $85 for the Gervonta Davis versus Ryan Garcia fight. That's just there's no way. I don't care what the price point that they put on that. They could put that price point at $25. It still is not going to outsell Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia because Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia is just a bigger fight. It has one of the biggest cash cows in all of boxing in the fight. It's got another guy that has a big fan base in the fight. And then you're talking about Devin Haney, who doesn't have a big fan base, and Vasyl Lomachenko, who has a big fan base in the Ukraine, who's not going to be buying pay-per-views in the United States. Neither one of them have ever been on pay-per-view before. Their fans have absolutely no track record in paying for fights for them. So, nah. Absolutely bananas on the part of Bob Arum to even say that. Now, the truth of the matter is, more than likely, Bob Arum knows this. But Bob Arum had to put it on pay-per-view for one of two reasons, or both of two reasons. What? Right? One is that Devin Haney wanted on pay-per-view, that he was pushing to make it a pay-per-view fight because Devin Haney wants to be a pay-per-view star. I don't even have to have anybody tell me that that's not a concern for Vasyl Lomachenko. It's just nothing he's ever talked about. He's never talked about it being a desire of his ever, right? He just says that, he wants to fight the best or whatever. He wants to be undisputed champion. That's the dream that he has, is to be the undisputed champion, right? And he said that it will be as big a deal for him as winning a gold medal, right? It's just, that's his goal. Devin Haney, on the other hand, wants to be a pay-per-view star and wants to be a big draw. And that's just obvious from the way that he behaves, not just what he says, but the way that he behaves, the way that his father, manager, co-promoter, how they act, how they talk about being big stars, and they have their own promote. That's just very, very just on his face obvious. So they probably went on pay-per-view most likely because, number one, Devin Haney wants it on pay-per-view. Number two, Devin Haney wanted a lot of money for the fight. So to offset his budget, which is an intelligent thing to do, basically Bob Arum throws a BYOB party and charges $59 for you to watch the fight, right? But guess what? That fight will probably be available to be re-aired on ESPN Plus, and it doesn't come out of his, and a lot of it won't come out of his budget. Now, here is the other. Now on to the next delusion, where Devin Haney refers to the indirectly, but we know that Bill Haney has said this in the past. He said it on the Boxing Voice. Shout out to the Boxing Voice, referring to Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia as an exhibition fight. No, Devin Haney must remember that Devin Haney was trying to fight Ryan Garcia, not but a couple years ago when he was the interim title, when he had the interim title, and Ryan Garcia was in the WBC rankings, and the WBC had ordered the fight. And this is one thing I'm telling you, Devin Haney fans have a hard time with, which is having consistent standards. If that, right, or specifically in this case, Devin Haney, if that is a legitimate fight for you to have, Ryan Garcia versus you is a legitimate fight to have, and you're calling out Ryan Garcia and Ryan Garcia ducks you, but if you're calling him out, you think that is a legitimate fight. So how can it be a legitimate fight for you, but yet be an exhibition fight for Gervonta Davis? You can't have both things at the same time, right? You just can't have it. However, the biggest bit of nah, man, I ain't feeling what you're talking about was this part. Somebody asked Devin Haney, what would you do if you wanted to fight Gervonta Davis and Gervonta Davis put stipulations in the clause for a rehydration clause or a something like that? A rehydration clause, I think, what they asked for. And Devin Haney says, I'm the champion, I'm the man, I would never do that. Okay. First of all, I don't think that Gervonta Davis would ask him for that, because if you're fighting for the belt, you're actually fighting at 135 pounds. Unlike what Ryan Garcia asked of Gervonta Davis, which was to have the fight not at 135, to have it at a weight class above. So Gervonta Davis actually gave Ryan Garcia a pound and allowed Ryan Garcia not to have to lose that last pound in order to make 135. Okay, I don't understand why people do not understand that that is what happened. Not that they agreed to a fight at 140 and he drained them all the way down. However, leaving Gervonta Davis out of it, let's go back to several other fights where this has happened, where somebody that wants to get on the big stage does what's necessary against a smaller man moving up in weight. Okay? Now, one example that people don't talk about a lot was a fight that took place in the 90s between a fighter named Mildred, who was an Olympic gold medalist and also a former welterweight champion who had a big name because he had fought Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. Terry Norris was the 154-pound champion at the time. Terry Norris agreed, in order to get the Mildred fight, to weigh in at 100 and I believe it was 150 pounds for the 154-pound fight. And I think he came in weighing 149 to get an opportunity to get on that stage. So if that was the case that Gervonta Davis actually asked for that, which I doubt that he would, because again, it would be for the 135-pound belts. Devin Haney is not in a position, if he wants to get that really big name for himself, to say no to that. Because that is his opportunity to solidify his name. That is his opportunity to become the big pay-per-view star and do all the things that we all know what Devin Haney wants to do. But again, I don't think that that is something that Gervonta Davis would ask from him, because they would be fighting at 135 pounds and not at a catch weight that was requested by Devin Haney. Now, if Devin Haney said, I can't make 135, I want to fight you at 136, 137, then I bet you Gervonta Davis would put the rehydration clause in there to keep him from coming in that fight weighing 155, 160 pounds. But anyway, good fight between between Vasyl Lomachenko and Devin Haney, a fight where I'm telling you that's going to be a very, very good fight. I think people are really overlooking Lomachenko in that fight. I definitely favor Devin Haney to win. That ain't no easy out. But that brings me to the last point. He wants to be number one. Devin wants to be number one pound for pound if he beats Vasyl Lomachenko. Because in his words, he said, didn't you guys say that he was the next Muhammad Ali or better than a young Muhammad Ali? Yes, they said that like 3 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago. Said that 3-4 years ago. He also said that about Sugar Ray Leonard. Should you be able to fight Sugar Ray Leonard now because Bob Arum said it at some point in time? Vasyl Lomachenko, a whole bunch of people never thought Vasyl Lomachenko should have ever been number one pound for pound, yet alone at this stage in his career, which is another really, really strange thing that they do, where they ask to have Lomachenko taken off the pound for pound list. But then when Lomachenko gets taken off the pound for pound list, now Devin Haney's team wants him put back on the pound for pound list because he's fighting them. It's just mind boggling. But anyway, it is what it is. That's my take on the matter. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.